Hi everyone, my name is Jack Johnson, and today we'll be discussing the history of the Gila River and the controversies, both old and new, which surround this river. In order to properly understand the Gila River's modern issues, it is first important to understand its rich history and unique geomorphological properties. The Gila River began its existence some 8 million years ago as just a string of drainage basins. Eventually, these drainage strings overflowed and connected to form the 150,000 kilometers squared Gila River. Due to large floods, irrigation, vegetation alteration, and channeling, the Gila River changes very quickly. While adaptation of the river may sound nice, it can be highly destructive for the environment and the organisms contained within it. The Gila is made up of three parts. The upper, which is located in New Mexico and receives most of its water from snowmelt. The middle, which is the most important component as it is part of the Phoenix, Arizona basin and the Gila River Indian community, two locations where the majority of the water is used. And finally the lower section, which flows out of Phoenix toward the Colorado and Yuma, Arizona. The first documented controversy involving the Gila River took place. During this time, thousands of settlers moved to the southwestern United States in search of precious materials. A majority of these settlers, some 60,000, arrived or passed through the Hohokam Indian community along the Gila River. The settlers were ill-prepared for the harsh southwestern environment, and as a result, the Hohokam Indians were forced to help the starving, dehydrated people. Then, in 1854, the Gadsden Purchase gave control of the Gila River to the U.S. They created a reservation that removed the Gila River Indian community away from their homeland near the banks of the Gila River. In addition to this, the United States allowed their settlers to build upstream from the Gila River Indian community, which took a majority of the water from the downstream flow, preventing the Indians from having sufficient water for their community. One of the modern issues surrounding the Gila River is the fact that it is one of the last free-flowing rivers in the United States. That is, it has no large dams built along its river. In addition to its free-flowing nature, the Gila River is home to one of the most diverse habitats in all of the southwestern United States. However, over the course of the last 20 years, there has been a huge demand for dam construction on the river. In particular, there is a new plan to skim the peaks off of floods. This may sound like a good idea again. However, it would destroy the floodplain of the Gila River and would cut off water from the inhabitants downstream, all to give New Mexico its portion of a river that is already overutilized. At the forefront of conservation for the river is the Gila River Coalition, who constantly fights against new dam proposals. They also have argued against the new skim technology as it would be extremely costly. However, the extremely costly argument is not the foundation for the desire to prevent the skim project. This is merely a way to argue in terms of an economic standpoint against the new dam proposals. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 million is how much it would cost for the new skim techniques, and another $5 million per year just to maintain the project. Obviously, this is a rather costly process. In addition, because of the Gila River Coalition, no new agricultural proposals are accepted, which counteracts the largest source of Gila River water usage. In conclusion, due to the uniqueness, historical prevalence, and environmental diversity, the Gila River should remain one of the last free-flowing rivers in the United States. Dam and reservoir construction is a destructive process that will put an end to the extremely important Gila River. In addition to preventing dam practices, as well as skim methods, we all who draw from the Gila River must be more conservative with our water usage, or else the river will continue to degrade at an alarming rate. Now I'd like to thank you all for listening in today. I hope you enjoyed my YouTube presentation on the Gila River future water supply, and I hope that this knowledge stems out and helps you to understand that water conservation is an important process for anyone, anywhere, but especially for us here in the southwestern United States. Water conservation is key for survival of the rivers.